Hey guys, welcome back to the Cryptologist live stream. I am jumping on the charts today to go over some of the things that I'm seeing. There's been a lot of sideways action as the last couple days, but intraday low time frame trading has offered a lot of volatility. So definitely something to pay attention to if you're a leverage trader or spot trader of you know intraday trades. So I wanted to give you a couple different views. First off, the macro view I wanted to look at is on the daily chart. We're looking at Bitcoin. I'm going to take the last low here and do a fib retracement. And as you can see, we are currently finding good support off of the zero point 0.5 level, and which is also has some confluence here with one of let's see, with this box that we were trading in for 2 months. So right at the top of the box, so you can see there's some confluence and pretty strong support there. A couple of peaks over here, peak over here, had a little fake out here, but for the most part, this is a really big level to watch. It's was at just around 41,000. So close beneath would be on the daily chart would be pretty bearish and an indication to me that we're definitely going to test this golden pocket area on the retracement fib level. It's around 38K. It's also the retracement swing right here on this last little run up we had. So definitely something to watch here if we lose this level. If we zoom in a little bit, I'll get rid of the fib. You can see there's a very clear downtrend that we're in. We're looking at the 4 hour. There's lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and we're even kind of rounding out here. So until we can break this downtrend, all signs are pointing to us going back towards this 38,000 level. And then if we break that, we're really going to probably retest the bottom of the box that we traded in for 2 months. And so this would be something to watch. I would say if we can break above 40, let's call it 45K, that would pretty much get us outside of this downward trend. And if you zoom in a little bit more on the 1 hour, there's even a smaller downward trend to watch, which we broke out of last night. And now we are in a little bit of limbo right now. I'd say the horizontal level to watch on the 1 hour, if you guys are trading on smaller time frame, you can see here this was a key level of resistance. And then we bounced over here. And then once we broke down, we haven't been able to get back above it. So I'd say 42.8 is one that we'd want to get past. And then after that, I would say that we're probably going to test the top of this channel, at least the top of this downward descending wedge that we were in. As you can see, pretty clear descending wedge there. So right now, my target on the low time frame is at least retesting the top of this descending wedge at 44.3 roughly. But we could test the top of this here, which gets us closer to 44.6. And if we break out of that, then the next target would be 48.8 roughly. And really then right after that would be 50 to almost 53K. So those are some key levels to watch. Obviously, we don't want to break down below this level because the Bears would be in full control at that point, and the likelihood of us seeing an all-time high this year, in my opinion, would be very low. But if we're able to hold this and start heading back in the right direction, then I do believe all-time high will happen by the end of this year. So real quick, I wanted to check out some indicators. So I'm going to turn on the moving averages and see what those look like, where we're finding support. Turn off this bad boy. So right now on the daily, we found support on the 100 moving average, which also lines up with that key area, the fib level that I had just previously discussed. So good to see there's confluence there. So there's a good amount of support right now at this level. So I do like our chances to find a bounce here and at least retest the 43.6 right over here, this 382 level, and then 47 after that. That would that this bounce would be an indication that we're heading towards those previous targets I just talked about. But it does look like we're getting snagged up on, looks like, I think the 9-day moving average on the daily chart, which also has confluence with this downward trend line. So a couple things to look at there with the moving averages. So if we turn off the moving averages, let's look at the Bollinger Bands. So at the bottom of the bands right now, it looks like on this last run up, we were staying above the mid band, and we tried to get back above it and got rejected there. And now we're at the bottom, finding support at the bottom. So there's a lot of confluence with this support level right here. So again, lose this, super bearish in my opinion for the near term. But all signs now on the macro view pointing to a good bounce. And then turning off the bands, we'll look at the Ema Ribbon. So we just flipped the Ema Ribbon on the daily bearish, and on the 4-hour, we are trading underneath it. And it looks like we've tried to close above the 4-hour ribbon on the 4-hour a couple times and got rejected. So we're getting pushed down by the top of this Ema Ribbon. So that's also on the lower time frames something to watch, because if we can close above the Ema Ribbon, that might be one of the first indicators that the bulls are pushing us back and regaining momentum. And then the daily would be something to watch after that. But there's a lot of room on the Ema Ribbon. So on the macro view, less paying attention to the Ema Ribbon, more paying attention to this support area here and the downward trend line that I mentioned before. And then I like this indicator because it quickly gives me some divergences to pay attention to if I didn't see it already. The two indicators that I use the most for divergences are RSI and OBV. I like those. Those are pretty strong indicators if you're trading off of divergences. So nothing on the higher time frame. It does look like there was on the 4-hour last night. So let's see. We have slight, and I did post about this. It does look like there might have been a slight bullish divergence on the RSI here. And it's also saying the MACD had some divergence too, some bullish divergence. Let's see what the OBV looks like. No bullish divergence there. No bearish on the 1-hour. There's a lot of bullish divergence here. And it looks like, we had on the 1-hour last night, we had some bullish divergence on the OBV and the RSI right at that point. So yeah, if you see here, guys, this would have been a great area to enter along. As you can see, there's a very strong multiple indicators showing that there was a bounce about to happen. And as you can see here, it's very clear, zoomed in on the 1-hour, that we were in this downward, either you want to call it channel or downward wedge. Just pull this back, and here's the wedge I was talking about. So we may end up, retesting the previous resistance here and then bouncing from there, or we could we could send from there. But those are basically all of the low time frame, high time frame views I am looking at right now. I will say that I've mentioned this before, but there's a clear fractal that's rounded here that looks like we're trending towards following, and that would mean, so once we close past on this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, on the fifth peak, we went back down to the bottom of the first peak, retracing it. So that would be here. So if we completed the fractal, that would mean we will be going down to that 37.8 level that I mentioned before. And we could find a bounce there before we head back, but this would be kind of the last straw before I'm super bearish and would be pulling out a spot and taking profits and expecting 100% we're going to go back to 29 and potentially even lower than that. So happy trading, guys. Hope this helps. Feel free to message me if you have any questions. But bulls, wake up. Let's go. Time to make some moves. Peace.